All right, guys, welcome back to Golf and Gospel Pod. Got me and the homie Nate. Before we start off, man, they talk about how the first 5 seconds of anything is super important to the audience. And for these first 5 seconds, even though I've been talking for a little minute, we are giving away this rangefinder right here. And if you want to enter in to get this rangefinder, dog, you just got to do a few things. We just ask a few things, not asking a lot. We ask you to share this on your story for all the IG followers listening. Secondly, we ask you to go to Spotify and YouTube and go to Golf and Gospel Podcast and subscribe. And lastly, not ask for a lot, once again, just comment your favorite part of this episode and you can enter in to win again this beautiful, not even opened rangefinder. Now,
is it magnetic?
I believe it's magnetic. If I had to
sick,
assume
dude.
so, yeah. Guys, I wasn't picking my nose. My nose ring came out, so I don't want anybody trying to make fun of me here. But anyways, truth be told, a lot of people probably need this rangefinder because you either be leaving them on your cart, you be leaving them at the tee box. So what better opportunity to get a rangefinder than rocking with the kids on Golf and Gospel? But again, welcome back to Golf and Gospel Pod. I'm Geremy Davis, your host, former NFL player, and host of Golf and Gospel. And again, he doesn't like that I do this, but I'm going to keep on doing it. We got your PT's favorite PT, former college golfer at the University of Nebraska, Nate Wong. Dog, Nate. There we go, Big Red, baby. I hope what's our homie name? Why am I break DB? I hope DB doesn't watch this. He gonna be like Big Red.
Oh, DB, yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
DB.
Like Ohio State, dog. But now let's jump straight into the U.S. Open, man. JJ Spaun. What a clutch victory for him. Went out in fashion, making that 66-foot putt. And the thing is, everyone kept saying, +2 is going to win. He was like, bruh, I'm not about to be over par like the rest of you guys. I'm going for this birdie, man. But now let me hear your thoughts about the U.S. Open.
Dude, what a statement on 18, man. Like, for a long time today, I thought he was done. I didn't think he was
In the
getting
beginning,
attention.
yeah.
I thought someone else was going to win it. But, man, he came back on that back nine and just tore it up, especially after the front, man, and that bad luck on two.
When it hit was when it hit the pin and bounced back.
Yeah, that was on hole 2. And then
Oh, that was terrible.
he was also in the church pews, and he had to stand in the bunker, and then
Yeah.
the ball was like in the rough. And I think the rain, I mean, he said it too, but like the rain delay kind of made it feel like it was yesterday, I think. In his
Oh,
head.
wow.
Yeah. And then come back out, it looks different, environment's different. You can kind of forget the stuff and just start playing your game. And he really, man, that back nine was very impressive. Viktor Hovland said it when he shook his hand on 18.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, really impressive.
Yeah.
So
the thing that's awesome
JJ.
for sure for Crash and
Yeah.
JJ Spaun. The thing that was cool about what you just said is it felt like a different day. He could have, in a sense, relapsed back to TPC Sawgrass because he had to play that playoff the next day against Rory and didn't look too good like he did the previous day. So it was a good job, like not letting that affect you going into, it's the same day, but making it feel like it's a repeat of the TPC Sawgrass. And the other thing he said too was he was up late the night before because his daughter was sick and he had to go to CVS. So there were a lot of factors against him, but he still pulled it off. The thing that was good about JJ Spaun, I think statistically, they said you want to at least be within 4 shots of the lead to have a chance to win this thing. So he never got himself too far out of it. I think at worst he got the +3. And when he got the +3, I think that's when Sam and them started folding. So he was always within 4 shots regardless. But it was awesome, man, to see him get his first U.S. Open in style again. Stuck that nice 6-iron from about 210 onto the green. Solidified the putt. He said, I do not want to be over par like the rest of you guys. I'm going to stick under par. Because he could just 2-putt it, went even, and carried it on his day and still won, man. But, that was just super amazing to see that, man. And other things that were crazy. Never had a top 20 finish in the U.S. Open. And it's been 3 years since his last win, which was in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So he is definitely putting his, legacy in place right here with this win at the U.S. Open. It was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it's like the cool thing is I feel like when guys go into the last hole and they know they have a lead, they play it very safe, and he did not lag that at all. He was like
no, because Victor had to give him a read. Victor had to give him a read, bro. So it had to be
Victor was
way.
just behind him. Like Victor was trying to hit a cut right into that.
Yeah,
and it just kind of stayed left, and then he was just outside of JJ, and JJ was like, "Well, I'm going for the kill here. I'm not lagging this close and just walking away with a victory." So, sometimes it pays to just keep playing your game. And
yeah,
and not go conservative.
Yeah, he treated it like, man, I'm still at hole 15, so I'm going to be aggressive here. And he didn't have to, but it was awesome to see, man. The other thing I read too, is he talked about how last year he thought like he was done with golf. And I want to talk about how like Galatians 6:9 says, do not grow weary in doing good. In due season you'll reap if you don't give up. Now, within context of that scripture, they're talking about the eternal reaping that we get from doing good. But I think there's a principle that's still applied there when you just keep pushing and pushing, that at some point you're going to see fruit. That fruit can be the U.S. Open. That fruit can just be, getting your PGA Tour card. It can look in many facets of ways, but I think that's encouraging to see him just keep pushing along and seeing something come through for him. So it was good. Yeah. But I would love to move on to my sleeper, Sam Burns, man. He looked really good, man, but another heartbreak for him. Another heartbreak for the brother in Christ, dog. What were your thoughts on Sam Burns this weekend? I mean, those first 3 days were amazing. Good golf, under par.
Dude, I think Sam Burns is kind of making a name for himself as not like – because I feel like there's like elite tiers of golfers – in the world. It's kind of like quarterbacks. It's like you got, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Yeah. And those are like and maybe Stafford. Those are like the five. And I feel like there's like a few elite golfers, and there's like this B tier where it's like it's really, really crowded there. And I think Sam Burns is in that B tier where he's like a Homa, a Spieth, a JT.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely solidifying his spot there. And he played really good golf all
those
weekend.
First 3 days were so good, man.
Yeah, today I think the rain. It's weird because the rain delay can kind of make you lose your streak,
rhythm.
And it's good for guys like JJ where their streak is going down, right? Like their rhythm is, man. I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this, before it gets out of control.
For sure.
Whereas I feel like with Sam Burns, it was quite the opposite. I mean, he wasn't playing great today, but I mean, he was playing at Oakmont, so
So how much can we really say is good point.
Like
good point.
No one's gonna like he's stringing birdies at Oakmont, but
no, not a birdie fest there at all.
Yeah, he was playing solid golf all up until I think hole 7, and then made a birdie on 10 coming back, and then I think the conditions just eventually kind of got to him.
Yeah, I think after 10 he went like double and then bogey, par, and then 15 was what was really dangerous. What were your thoughts on 15? I know you sent me and Noah the video about the water situation and hoping to get a free drop.
I don't know. Real quick, I just want to say sometimes it's like weird because people are like, it's the same course, it's the same condition, but there were times where it was like it was only raining when they showed the camera on Adam Scott and Sam Burns, and then they showed like Victor and then JJ, and then they showed Carlos.
Ortiz.
Carlos Ortiz,
right?
and and then they were just showing them and no rain. So sometimes there is like for the most part golfers play in the same conditions, but sometimes the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question about?
I was talking about hole 15. Yeah, he was hoping that the judge would give him a free drop, but they told him no, and he ended up getting double that hole.
I don't know if the rules have changed since I've been competitive, and also we don't get a lot of casual water in Arizona. Like it's just like if it's in the morning, and they just sprayed it,
watered it,
yeah. So, but from what I understand, the rule is if you step on the water or on the grass, and then you can see water come up above the grass, then you get free relief, and then the area that you can get relief from is like when you keep stepping and there's no water. That's like your closest area of relief. Then you get a club length there. And from what I understand, you can step really hard on the ground and see if water comes up, and as long as it comes up, you get free relief. And it looked like in a video I saw on the internet where they're like, hey, this is exactly where he was, and like people were walking there and like water was coming up where his ball was.
Mm.
Um, so I thought there should have been relief, like there should have been free relief. But with that being said, those rules officials at USGA know more about the
Yeah.
rules than I do, and up
Yeah,
to
for
date,
sure.
are more up to date with the rules than I am. And what was it? Paul McGinley said it best. Like so after the U.S. Open, there was like live from the U.S. Open. He said it best. He's like the rules are the rules, and he's like, I think what's more impressive, like obviously you're gonna hit a bad shot because there's like water in the way
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
of the club and the ball. But he says what was really impressive was that Sam Burns didn't, throw fit. He didn't. I mean,
I do be proud of Sam Burns for not
think
doing
about
that.
how many outbreaks there were this weekend, and
Yeah.
the guy who was most justified to get an outbreak did
Ooh.
not have an outbreak. So
Yeah.
I think it's very impressive for Sam Burns to kind of show his cool, and
Yeah.
I don't know, deep down he's probably fuming. I would
He
be.
should. Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
he's a competitor,
Yeah.
so deep
Yeah.
down he's probably fuming. But
Yeah.
I think it was a really cool move in the middle of everybody kind of
Mm-hmm.
modeling this kind of behavior that he kept his cool and was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
respect the game and be a good
Yeah.
ambassador.
That's awesome, man. And we talk about in Galatians 5, it talks about the fruits of the spirit, and one of those fruits of the spirit is self-control.
Yeah.
We see Sam Burns actually walk that out. So it was awesome, man. But now, I hate to ask this question, but I have to ask it as well as we're talking good about Sam. This is the question I have. Do we think that Sam is like close to a breakthrough, or he simply just can't close? Which one is it, do you think? Because he got RBC the previous week.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you have this week at the Open. And I love Sam Burns. I've literally picked Sam Burns as either a winner or a sleeper the last 4 weeks.
Dude, I can't. I don't want to say that he can't close because it was a very different. It was a really hard course, and the conditions were way different. And I feel like
But
the
everybody
shot.
played those conditions, though.
Yeah, I know, but the shots he hit weren't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's. I feel like there's one where it's like, hey, you have a commanding lead, and like you start missing fairways consistently. Like everyone misses fairways at Oakmont. You
Mm-hmm.
know, everyone misses putts, everyone misses shots. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like he really. I mean, granted, the scorecard shows. I think he shot 79 today. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I think because he went +8. I think he shot 78 because I think he went +3 on
oh,
the front,
maybe.
+5 on the back because he had a birdie on 17, but he had the two doubles and a bogey. I think that
Yeah,
math. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Like the conditions were tough. Like, dude, no, like not a lot of people shot under par today. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Set one. Oh yeah, instant totality.
no.
Actually, yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
like
Oh,
no
just
one
in round
shot below
four.
70. Yeah, round
Yeah,
four
yeah,
under
yeah,
par.
yeah,
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 obviously JJ shot under par, but no
yeah.
one shot like not a lot. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was like McIntyre, and I think
Yeah,
Hatton was
right.
about to
Yeah,
shoot under par.
yeah.
John Rahm shot under par, but he played in the
6-7.
morning. He
Yeah,
played actually in different conditions,
yeah,
So
yeah. Shot 6-7.
yeah, so it's hard for me because I'm also like more of like an empathizer with these
Oh yeah, I agree.
players. So
I agree.
if
Yeah,
someone did like lose it, I'd be like, "Yo, can't close, can't close, can't."
yeah,
Or if he was like, I guess he was. He missed two putts, bro.
yeah.
There was
I
like
know.
two like there was like
Because it
two
goes,
like
it goes back to
yeah
what you said. Now, Oakmont is hard, guys. Please, we understand that. We know that. But it goes back to what you said last week when you was like, it's different being number one putter and you're putting for 20th. But when you're putting for first or to keep the
yeah
first,
dude
it's a little different.
yeah dude. I might talk myself in. I might talk myself into thinking that he just can't close. But
Yeah.
dude, because he did miss a few mid-range putts that were kind of crucial on
Mm-hmm.
the back nine.
Yeah.
He made a birdie on 10. I can't
Yep.
remember. Like there was like a a, a par save that he could have had, and
Mm-hmm. I
yeah,
remember. I
struck
remember
out
the
the
parts. I
Titleist.
just don't remember which hole. But yeah, it was some moments. I'm just like, come on, Sam, please, bro.
I know.
Um, I don't
Same
know
with
when
Victor
his.
Hovland, dude.
Oh yeah, Victor Hovland looked. Yeah, that will be my next thing. Victor Hovland looks so good. This is my thing. I'm gonna say about Victor Hovland, and we've been talking about this too. He keeps talking about Stay off the weed. I'm gonna tell Viktor Hovland, stop the tinkering, bro. You're playing good golf. Don't try to fix anything anymore. Stick to what you've been doing thus far, bro. You're playing good golf, and I just don't want a relapse of 2023 when you go on playing good in the playoffs. You go on, you win the Tour Championship, and then you say, and then you played amazing in the Ryder Cup, and then he says, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's change it all. For what, bro? So, Viktor Hovland, when you watch this, because we all know Viktor Hovland watches Golf and Gospel Pod, he's just not going to display it.
Yeah.
Stay off the tinkering, dog. You know what I'm talking about, man. But yeah, please talk more about Viktor Hovland. He went on that crazy birdie streak. What was it, day 2, day 3?
Dude, I mean, his scorecard was like Jordan Spieth's scorecard. I feel like Thursday and Friday. And like yesterday, dude, he was making putts yesterday. I was glued to the TV when he was. I mean, all right, granted, Viktor is probably one of my favorite players on tour right now, just because he has like a likable personality. He plays ping, and he likes metal music, you know. So I kind of like that.
He did say that, yeah.
But man, he was putting really well. His irons were unbelievable. His iron play, like today was just not that tight. But for the most part, it's like, dude, 7-iron and in, it was gonna be 20 feet or less. And
he had a nice 6-iron in going into 18. He just it's just where he got put. He had to give JJ a read, but it was nice 6-iron. And I think the ball was like above his feet in the rough, and he hit a nice shot out of there.
Yeah, and like dude, you know what's crazy? It was for the most part, Viktor Hovland had closer birdie putts than JJ today. It was JJ just made the putts. Like he was putting really well. Like on 12, the par 5, like Viktor was half the distance, I think, than JJ, but JJ made that hard putt coming down, and Viktor couldn't close, you know. But dude,
he's close, man. He's close to going back to 2023 form. He's close. He already got a win this year too.
Yeah,
go ahead. His irons, dude,
his irons and driver are unreal. Like his putter can get hot, and when it was hot, it was dangerous. Like it was like this guy's contending, and might be trouble. But today it just kind of cooled off, you know. But like I said, putting for first versus 20th is a little different, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I do want to transition. Go ahead.
But like the putting for first versus 20th being different, that's probably why like guys like Rahm and McIntyre kind of all of a sudden are like, oh shoot, I'm in contention for the lead, because they teed off so early that they're just like, hey, let's just you know, play well, get a bigger paycheck if we play well, and then we'll just move on to the next week. And then they just all of a sudden like, oh, I'm clubhouse leader. What?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's funny.
So
it's a good point. Speaking of Rahm too, man, I do want to go into this. So the pregame show before the U.S. Open, the announcers kept emphasizing like how LIV makes you worse player. So then I had the question. I'm like, yo, how is LIV Golf making people a worse player? Because in reality, bro, like you still gotta be a good ball striker. You still gotta be good at putting. So how does going to LIV make you a worse player? And I want to know if you agree or disagree with that take that they had.
I don't know. Like I think there is something to be said about like being sharp and being in like the competitive mode. It's like Bryson did talk about it in I think in his press conference coming up this week, where he's like, you know, they play so many less events, so that makes you like not in the zone. So Bryson says what he would do was he would go do like those course record YouTube videos before he plays in these majors, because then that kind of gets him back into that competitive mode. So I think there's something to be said with like, hey, I'm losing my competitive touch and being in tournament golf mode. I don't know. I feel like I'm eating my words a little bit too from what I've said before about like, hey, LIV, you don't have the stamina because you don't play 4 days and stuff like that. I just think the reason why we think these LIV guys start to fall off on day 4 is because they're leading day 3, and that's why. And it's just like Sam Burns did, right? But we don't see anything about Sam Burns, because he's not on LIV. So I don't know. I think these guys are they're all really talented. Like I mean, Tyrrell Hatton was in contention, you know.
For sure, yeah.
we don't question Bryson's ability and Rahm's ability.
Well, they were. That's the thing. That's how it started. They were questioning Rahm's ability, which made them not his ability, but they were questioning like, It was probably the biggest disappointment when Rahm went to live because his talent just fell off and all this stuff. I'm like, how did his talent fall off going to live? Like, because my whole thing is, I'm not a natural golfer. I play football, so anyone who is a natural golfer watches this because y'all all are gonna fill up the views because y'all want this rangefinder. But it's like, bro, a lot of times you're playing golf, there are certain aspects where, like, okay, I am playing against an opponent. Like, oh, I'm down 2 strokes, I have to play against the opponent. But a lot of times you play yourself in golf, and you're just trying to play your best golf, and wherever it may falls, it may falls. And I think, like I was saying before, just because you play on live doesn't mean like, oh, I can't ball strike anymore, I can't shot shape anymore, I can't putt. Like, you can still do those things. So I didn't agree with that at all. And then even if we just go and look at the guys from live in this tournament, we just talked about Tyrell Hatton, who was in contention. I think he just didn't have a good hole 17. He finished with his best finish in the major with T4, played super well. And throughout this year, all the majors, he's been like the steady Eddie guy.
Yeah.
We know Bryson is the face of the live, but he's been like a steady Eddie guy. T14 at the Masters. I believe he got like a T58 at the PGA Championships, but like he's still playing good. John Rahm was close so many times this week. Had a bunch of lip outs. He had some that just kind of halted right at the cup, which is just crazy. But he finished with a strong, T7. Carlos Ortiz had his best finish in the major, finished with T4, and then Brooks just came back with a T12. So I'm just like, what do you mean they're not showing up or not getting worse?
Yeah, it's hard because like these guys are getting like lifetime PRs. Like Tyrell Hatton's getting his lifetime best finish at a major. So
what are we talking about?
It's really hard to argue. And the other thing too is like if you look at previous champions just in general, like they fall off the map. Like Adam Scott when he won the Masters, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like fall off, but like
but
it's just
they got cool. They got cool. It's
Well, but it's just because like when you win, and there was like one guy did like a stats for this, but he's like when someone wins a golf tournament, they usually play 10 strokes above their ability or like their average, more or less.
Yeah.
Because everything's working out for them, and it's like they just kind of regression to the mean after a win, and we think like, wow, they win a major. This is them every day. This is just how they are.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like how we like people think like bodybuilders are just walking around jacked all the time, but it's like they like peak for these competitions, and I just don't. I feel like it's really hard to say that people stink because they go to live when it's just like, dude, this is just the natural regression of tour players. Like go even further back, like when Phil, I don't know, Phil wouldn't be a good example, but like, when Ernie won, like he kind of got, I don't want to say got cold, but he just kind of went average again. And then when he got
Charles Schwartzel won the Masters in like, what else?
16 or something like that. Yeah. And
but granted, he just got to live just started, but like after he won the Masters when he was on the PGA, he didn't go off and like flourish. You know what I'm saying? No. So I don't think what they were saying was, it's opinionated, which is fine, but I just didn't agree at all.
And I would also say, like, what about Xander this year? Like, he won 2 majors last year.
They're going to give him the rib injury. That'll be their cop-out for him.
Yeah, but, like, I would say he's still playing solid golf. And
he is. I think he had a T12 this week.
Oh, he was 12? Yeah, so, like, he's playing solid enough that you can be like, all right, I don't think it's the rib injury that explains why he got.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But they would probably say that
first. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Some of these PGA purists, say these things.
Yeah,
but
But sticking to live, man. So we saw the stars of live. Didn't really show up their best this week. Joaquin Niemann finished with +10, missed the cut. And I knew not to pick him. I knew he was going to tease me. Now, granted, I'm not saying not to pick him like, oh, he's not going to make the cut. But I'm like, man, I can't fall for this trick anymore, bro, because you've been getting me too many times. And you end up picking him, too, unfortunately.
I did, dude. I was so confident in that pick, too.
It's not a bad pick at all.
Like, the Phil pick was a fan pick. But the Waco, man.
Yeah. And even looking at Bryson DeChambeau, too, unfortunately, he finished with a +10. And again, the cut line was +7, which, again, is not good for the face or the 2 top players for live. I will say that. But regardless, I want to ask your thoughts about this. DeChambeau said he's hoping to reach a new deal with LIV by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. But the question I have for you, let's say they don't reach an agreement. Is LIV Golf still relevant without DeChambeau?
Dude, if you would have asked me before I watched LIV in Virginia, I would have said no. But that tournament was actually quite entertaining.
Nice.
I think LIV has. I mean, this is just my opinion, and
we just talking. Yeah,
they're probably not going to listen to me. And they should.
They might
because
they might listen to you.
But they shouldn't, because they have their brand and they want to maintain like a reputation or whatever. But I just think I don't like the music when they're broadcasting it, because I want to hear the shot I want to hear the shot. I want to hear the club hit the ball. I want to hear like the caddy chatter. But that's just me, because I played college golf and I've been like a lifelong golf fan. Whereas I think LIV is trying to get new viewers in.
For sure.
So I feel like new viewers wouldn't care about the strategy.
Because I don't think they do either with TGL. They enjoy, because my wife actually likes watching TGL.
Oh, really?
So kind of not the same, because I'm not going to say they're the same because of the Saudi stuff. But in terms of format with like music and lights and colors, like new viewers do enjoy. I think if you're a purist, for sure. But yeah, go ahead and continue though. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but the TGL is significantly more laid back. Like because there really is like nothing on the line. Like they kind of want to win, but I feel like it's just like watching good players play and banter. Like and that is cool. Like I kind of enjoy that. But with LIV, I don't know. Like they kind of want to go like more the Happy Gilmore kind of style of golf, where it's like you tee up and you're like, hey, how about everyone make some noise before I tee off?
Yeah.
So I can see the appeal to that.
Yeah.
I think LIV is here to stay. I think I'll listen to Bubba Watson on Pat McAfee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, listening to that, I was more convinced that LIV is probably going to be here for good. I think that's a good thing for the game of golf. And like Bryson says, he just wants to grow the game of golf, and I just want to see the game of golf grow. Yeah. And I think LIV adds more spots, if you will, in the pro golf world.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it does go back to what we talked about last week with Josel Ballester choosing to go to LIV. Yeah. I don't think it will hurt LIV a little bit, but I don't think it diminishes LIV if they wanted to figure out a contract situation, which I think they will, though. I think they will.
I don't know if the ratings are going to dip that much. Like I still think they're really good players.
Yeah.
I do think this is an idea for LIV, and I think I texted you this, but I think it would be cool if LIV had women's golfers on there. So then it would be like UFC, where like a card is like a card is up there, and then there's like a women's fight in there.
Yeah.
And then if LIV signs Nelly Korda, I feel like it might be over for the LPGA.
Well, the only thing it would probably, but the only thing with that, like I said, they would have to get their money, their backing from it from something different than like Saudi, because of how they treat women.
Yeah, exactly. So, but because of the Saudi values. But I think it would be cool if LIV did do that. So like maybe Greg Norman could try to implement. I don't know. I don't know the politics of the whole thing, but
what's funny? I think I don't think Greg Norman is the CEO anymore. I think it's someone else. Yeah. If I was in my home setup, I can look this up, but I don't think he is. See if you can look it up real quick. I don't think it's Greg Norman anymore.
No way.
Yeah, he will always be known as the founder, though, for sure. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think it's him anymore.
Oh, he did leave.
Yeah. Who is it now?
I don't know. It's this. Is it the CEO?
I guess.
Was Scott O'Neill is the guy that replaces Greg Norman as CEO of LIV Golf. So hey, maybe Scott O'Neill can.
Yeah, try to figure. Because last week when you were talking about how Greg Norman and stuff, I was like, I ain't gonna mention it now, but I just knew that.
Dude, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's not anymore. Because like I said, I watch LIV Golf quite a bit, but like I I tend to stay up to date with the news and stuff. But like I said last week, not with like team stuff. Like, oh, the range coach just signed this person. Like, I just see like what person joined Live.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But this is a good segue for me. This is a hot take here. Don't know if it's true. I'm just talking out of air here. I could be super wrong, but I said this on the Golf and Gospel podcast page. I said, yo, if Wyndham Clarke doesn't lock in his attitude, I can see him going to Live. Now, granted, I don't think the PGA will kick him out, but like just this bad boy persona that we talked about that Liv has,
yeah,
it's like Wyndham matches that, and that can be another big name to go there kind of. I mean, we don't. If you're a real golfer, we don't really. But like,
dude, if it was last year, it would have been a big signing.
Because he was the number 4 golfer, yeah. But I think still now with him being in a sense youthful, because they keep trying to say even though the stars left, they're older stars like Dustin's 40, Ian Poulter. Yeah, you got Brooks. He's kind of oldish, not really, but I just see like the stuff he did at Oakmont in the locker room was like, what are we doing, dog? What are we talking about? And then the week before, breaking the T-Mobile sign, which is drivers like. The PGA wants to uphold like a certain persona and like elegance about themselves that Wyndham Clarke is not matching. Yeah, I don't think Liv wants them doing that, but because of the environment, how it feels, it's like that probably matches a little bit more. So hot take, which it's out of nowhere. Now, if this ever does happen, I'm gonna say we said it first. But I just pulled this out thin air, bro. I'm just like, yo, I can see Wyndham going to Live because he's just sick of the PGA and how he's playing, and they're probably sick of like, as an ambassador, how you representing us. That he's just like, you know what, I'm out of here. Maybe.
Yeah, dude. Because like Liv is kind of like Happy Gilmore, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, and then like Happy Gilmore's like, "F you, you ball, go to your F it, oh, are you too cool?" I feel like. Dude, I don't want to take shots at Wyndham, you know, but like I feel like it's just, you know, at least that's what it's kind of being portrayed as, is he's kind of being this kind of guy with a short fuse, and Liv might be more okay with that, you know, because it gets eyeballs. Like I feel like the average golfer gets upset so much, and they like to see people. Like I feel like there is a little bit of an entertainment value when you watch good golfers get upset. That's why, like, it gets shared on all these golf pages. Like guys
Nuclear, Zyre Golf.
Yeah, when dudes are throwing clubs. So, hey, like, if Wyndham does that, it might get more viewership. And I could totally see what you're talking about, though. It's kind of like the Pats, like, having Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, like, agree to part ways. It's like Wyndham Clarke and Jay, is it Jay Monahan is his name? Is like, they agree to part ways.
Yeah.
And he goes to Live.
Yeah, it would be crazy. It's a hot take, and there are no murmurs of that happening. I'm just, like I said, I'm pulling it out thin air. But again, guys, we just want to say, again, congrats to JJ Spaun. Did really well. But now we obviously have to talk about the official number 1 golfer in the world. I know probably like 7 weeks ago, I would have said it's heavily debatable between him and Rory, but it's no question now. And if you're a Stan, you probably said it was no question in the beginning either. But Scottie Scheffler, man, not his best showing. By any means, and they gave him that huge. He was a huge favorite to win, even bigger than Tiger when Tiger was at his peak.
Oh yeah,
and it just wasn't a good showing by him. I think he had 7 of 18 green regulation, which was his lowest in U.S. opening round.
Oh, wow, that's
and he went 8 consecutive rounds without breaking par. He might have today.
I don't think he broke par today. Yeah,
you don't think so? I thought maybe he was even or something. I could be wrong though. I was on the plane, guys, so my stats aren't as up to date as I would like to. And also, he had 15 bogeys going into Sunday. And what's crazy about that, he's number 1 in bogey avoidance. So one that tells you how tough Oakmont is, but also he did not putt good today at all. I don't know again. We shoot today.
He shot even.
Yeah. So he still didn't break par, but I knew it was somewhere close with like, oh, he's finally about to break par. But yeah, his putting wasn't good. He had a lot of 3 putts. Yeah, just not the Scottie we're used to seeing. But again, I'm gonna say that I'm okay with that because like we can't have this expectation he's gonna do this every week. Golf is hard.
Yeah.
Oakmont is hard. I think that it was aggressive making him plus 250 at a difficult course like this. And knowing, even prior to this, if we know that he's never broken par in 8 rounds, it's like, why would you make him plus 250?
I don't know. They say Vegas always knows best, but not this
wrong.
week. Not today, Satan. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we want to get out of debt and we put money on that, oh yeah, we're back in debt even lower now.
Yeah.
It's even worse now, man.
Yeah, I mean, they showed Scottie a lot today, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Because once like Viktor was kind of out of the race, they were like, "Here's Scottie on 17."
And that baffles me too. And again, y'all might think I don't like Scottie. While we talking, I love Scottie, bro. I'm just not a stand for Scottie like some of you guys. But the thing that's annoying is like when announcers are rooting on a specific player. It's like, bro, you're supposed to have an unbiased opinion. Yeah. They keep saying, all right, if Scottie makes his birdie, he can be back. And it's like, bro, like, what are we doing? JJ Spaun's leading. Sam Burns. Let's talk about the people who are leading. And if Scottie starts to close, then we start talking about that. I remember one time watching the Eagles play the Patriots in the Super Bowl when the Eagles won with Nick Foles. And I think it was Chris Collinsworth. He was like, come on, Brady, you can do it. It's like, why are you rooting on Brady? You're supposed to be an unbiased participant in this as an announcer. So when they kept talking about, we just hope Scottie can make this putt so we can, it's like, don't root him on. Just commentate what's going on. If he makes it, like, that's a good birdie, he has a chance. They were like hoping he got back into it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what do we, and I'm saying this as a commentator. Fans root on Scottie and believe it for sure. But the commentators, bro, be unbiased here, bro. Like, just commentate what you see is going on.
Like, the only thing I could say is, like, you can root for a shot. Like, if he hits a putt and the putt's moving, or anybody, right? It's like, be good. Like, Jim Nantz says that, and we love that, right? Like, he's always like, be good. It could be good. And then, like, it goes in, and then he'll, like, do his commentating with his excitement, and that's really iconic. But, yeah, you can't be like, dude, come on, Scottie, pull together,
Yeah. It's like, what are we doing?
I put $500 on you, Scottie.
I know, right? We saw that plus 250, and they tried to, for sure, man. But once again, last time, congrats to JJ Spaun, SDSU's finest, man. Arguably the best win of his life.
Yeah,
but I want to, big time. But I want to go to this next topic, bro. I sent to you and Noah. Shout out to Noah Reed, guys. The DraftKings post, and guys, we do not promote gambling here, but the DraftKings post came out saying that golf is the easiest sport to go pro in. Please let me hear your thoughts on that, because I got to take on that.
My thoughts are to be like a pro on paper.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Yeah, because we talked about that with PGA Americas and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Super easy. Like, I remember guys at my home course, which was not a very hard course, they had to shoot like 79. Yep. They had to shoot 79 off the blue tees to become a pro. So then now you can make money, or you can just like play in a tournament, win money, and be like, I'm a pro now.
Yeah.
So to be pro, all right, fine. But like, dude, on the PGA,
Tour pro.
It's so. I mean, these careers are. And I don't mean this shot at you at all or anything like that. But like, I think the NBA is harder to make than the NFL because there's longer careers and there's less teams,
less roster spots,
and less roster spots.
I think it's only like by 2 teams, but less roster spots for sure.
Yeah, and less roster spots is like also a huge variable, like a huge confounder. But with the PGA, it's like not that many spots. Like only 40 new guys get in every year. About granted, like someone like wins or gets in the money list or whatever. Like if you money qualify enough, like so there's probably like 40, and then like maybe 10 to 15 more guys that like squeeze in there somehow.
Yeah.
But it's just there's not a lot of spots, and there's not a lot of people leaving the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
And granted, like if someone leaves, it doesn't necessarily mean that a spot opens up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like with these guys going to live, it's not like the PGA is like, oh, we got to fill
a roster spot by waiver wire time. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to sign some free agents. They were just like, oh, the field is what it is,
Yeah.
So, dude, the PGA's got, and I think the Corn Ferry is ridiculous to make too. Like,
yeah,
there's so many people that I know that have given a shot, and they were far better golfers than I was, and
didn't make it.
Didn't make it, and they tried a million times to go through Q school, and it was just, it's so tough,
Yeah. See and that's my thing. So I want to say this properly. First off, I know golf is super hard. I'm still struggling with it to this day, and I've been playing for 4 years. Not to say you're supposed to get it down in 4 years, but it's like I haven't hit that breakthrough. But my reason why it could be considered the easiest, which it's not, golf is hard. I have to keep saying that before these golf users try to get me. But because like there's longevity in it, and and it's always up to you. Like with other sports like football, basketball, soccer, baseball, there's always someone in control that might hinder you from going pro for no reason.
Yeah, politics,
Yes, and with golf and its longevity, you can be 37 and you can get hot, make it through Q school, make it through Korn Ferry, get on the tour. But let's say you catch fire in football, basketball, soccer at 36, won't even give you a chance because you're simply 36.
Yeah.
So there's the I guess the difference with golf, because you can always continue to achieve it. Not to say that you will, but there's an age limit in these other sports where they'll automatically disqualify you just because of your age, no matter if you're really good or not. Y'all can come out there at 35 like, dang, I just ran my fastest 40. I'm running routes better than ever. But if I go out there and try to get a workout, they'll be like, oh, Geremy's 35. We're okay. We'll pass. They won't give me a chance. But if I keep playing golf and I'm like, damn, my ball striking's good, putting's good, and you get hot, now hopefully I make it on tour. Not to say that's easy. I'm going to keep saying that it's not easy at all. But that would be my understanding of why they might have said that golf is the easiest to go pro in, because you can keep chasing it, and because of the longevity, you can always get hot. Like Phil won the PGA Championships at like 50-something. Not to say that anyone's going to be Phil Mickelson by any chance, but like he got hot at 50. Tiger won the Masters again at 47. Thought it was over for him. He got fired, caught hot, boom, boom. I think it's Eric Cole. He's with PXG. I think he was a rookie last year, but he was like a rookie at like, he might be 28. Can you look that up for me? I think he's 28. Eric Cole.
Yeah, I know there are like old, like I remember like KJ Choi was like 24 when he started ball.
Yeah. He's on the PGA Seniors. I talked to his son a few times. He's at Duke.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, so Eric Cole's 37. Let's see.
No, are you? Whoa, am I thinking Eric Cole? Yeah, see when his rookie year was. Eric Cole, PXG.
Turned pro 29 or 2009.
Yeah, so.
Sorry.
Okay. So I think they kept saying he started late then. And And so how old was he in 2009? I mean, is it said
15? I don't know. 16?
And he's 37.
Yeah. So 21.
I might be thinking someone else. They may be. Well, when he get on tour though, he can turn pro at any time. When he get on tour.
Bad. That's right. Let's see. Oh yeah.
Because I think
turn pro was 2009, and he was doing all these
mini tours
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they kept talking about he's like the oldest rookie to like win a whatever. But like that just kind of proves my point. Like you can keep pushing.
I remember I saw like a video of some guy that like he finally made it through Q school, and he was 37.
Yeah.
There was a 37-year-old guy that like finally made it through Q school.
Yeah. But okay. Well, if you don't find Eric Cole when he turned to a pro, but that's my only point though. Is like there's always kind of a chance with golf until you call quit.
Year joined tour 2023.
Yes, that was 2 years ago. That's like he's the oldest rookie to like win a tour.
Yeah.
So yes, bro. Yeah. So that's just now I gotta keep saying this. Golf is not easy. Golf is not easy at all. I'm not saying it's easy. We actually, when we shot our episode with Andrew Putnam a long time ago, he was like, he asked my boy Torrance, he said, "You got a daughter, right?" Torrance was like, "Yeah." "You ever seen her try to run?" And I think his daughter at the time was like either 2 or 3. He was like, compare your daughter running to like Usain Bolt. That's how different amateurs are to tour pros. And I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But like, again, I think because of longevity in the sport, it makes it easier because you can always at some point hopefully obtain it, while other sports are going to disqualify you from turning into a pro.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you get hot one year, plus like if you get hot one year, like you can stay on tour for quite a while, and
Yeah.
like I don't think it's that hard to make cuts. Depend. I mean, I don't. I say that really,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
lightly.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I know some of you guys are
So
looking to stone us.
yeah, I know, dude. Because my buddies are play on tour right now, and a couple of my buddies play on tour right now, like Chan Kim, and like
Yeah.
has a tough time making cuts. And I remember when
Mm-hmm.
Brooks Koepka started, he was all had it. They just wanted to make cuts.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier to make cuts on tour and kind of keep your status once you get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
Versus
sure.
yeah. But granted, a lot of my friends have lost status on tour, so
Yeah. 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 It's true.
I say that with a grain of salt.
For sure, man. But again, we're also saying, guys, I personally think golf is the hardest sport to play because it doesn't require as much physically demanding things, and it's just super tough to hit a ball that's standing still and not hit it correctly. I think it's a hard sport to play, but
Yeah.
I understand maybe what DraftKings was saying there with it being the easiest sport to go pro in. If they were talking about simply PGA of America Pro or Tour Pro, I think I understood that take.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
I think golf is like the greatest blend of like a gross motor, like, hey, how powerful and strong someone is, and then a fine motor skill where it's like, dude, how like mentally tough are you?
Yeah.
How like cold can you be essentially? Like, so it's like there. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really want to compare the physicality of golf to football at all, but it's like you
Yeah.
get a little bit of like the lineman smashing with the tee shots. Like, wow, that was an amazing drive and a great display of power. And then you get like the Adam Vinatieri, like, hey, can you make this 50-yarder with a game on
Yeah.
the line? All in the kind of like the same sport essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all in one person as well. So it's like
For
a
sure.
great display of power and like a great display of like, hey, can you be cold and accurate and clutch at the same time?
And
So
also, it's all dependent
but
on
yeah,
you alone too in freaking
yeah,
golf. You
yeah.
know
So
what I'm
that's
saying?
why it's so tough. Like it's just
Yeah.
you have to be good at several different things, and
Mm-hmm.
they're drastically different
Mm-hmm.
movements, and different like mental approaches as well. So
Yeah. Good point. Next thing I want to discuss, man, is obviously Scotty's having a really good year this year. I want to say, does Scotty have a chance to win 16 majors in his career or 82 wins, obviously referencing Tiger, or does Scotty have a chance to win 18 majors, referencing Jack Nicklaus? What do you think?
dude, that's let's see. So
These are
he's like
hypotheticals, obviously.
So he's like, let's say he's winning one major a year. Because, like, last year, did he win any?
He won the Masters.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
Because he coded Rory. And then the year
Yep.
before,
He won the Masters again. He only has 2 Masters, and now this year a PGA
yeah.
Championship.
So he's winning like a major a year. So let's say he wins a major a year. And let's say he has 10 good years. Like 10 years that's kind of like now. And there's no, I mean, because, dude, like someone could dethrone him next year. Like, what if someone like comes in and it's like, oh, this rookie, Sam Bennett from Texas A&M or something like that. And it's like all of a sudden starts
Who had a really good
good
showing at the Masters when he had one last year. Sam Bennett looked amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, or like Neil Shipley, like these like phenoms that are coming out, like, and they just get hot. And so
Unless they go to
let's
Live.
just say, yeah, unless they go to get signed by Live. But
Yeah.
let's say there's like 10, he has 10 dominant years, gets like a major a year. Like he's still like quite. Dude, 10 years is a long. That's a long time.
Long
to be
time
dominant.
to be dominant. Yeah.
You know,
Unless he has an outlier year like Tiger randomly wins a Master.
Yeah. And like 15 years, let's say.
Yeah.
But I think it's a tall task for him
For sure.
To get 13, and then how many wins does he have right now?
Total, I think 15 or 16.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's close to 20. So let's say like 3 wins a year.
Yeah, for the
Even though
next
he had
10
5
years, it's
last
30.
year.
And that's 30, and that's only going to be 46.
Dude, I know. Isn't that crazy? That's how crazy Tiger was.
Yeah.
If he gets 5 wins if he gets 5 wins a year, one of them
For the
being
next.
a major. So,
Yeah.
so four tour events and then 1 major.
Yeah.
Like
That's
he
still
would have
50 plus 16.
for 10 years. For 10 years. Dude.
Well, in reality,
He have
Scotty
65.
got a late start though, technically, in his peak, because
Yeah,
Tiger
because
was like
Tiger's
hot at 24, Jack
20.
Nicklaus was like
Yeah.
hot like at 25, and Scotty's like, I got hot at like
27.
27. Yeah.
28. Dude, because if he has 10 good years right now, so he'd be like Rory's age, a little bit
Yeah.
older than what Rory is, you know?
Yeah. Roy's 36. Yep.
Yeah, which I guess Rory can do everything physically. He'll probably still be able to do everything physically until he's about 40. And
Mm-hmm.
the good thing is for Scotty is that, like, because it's like in football, you get like these bad drop offs. You get like Adrian Peterson is good, and then it's like, oh, he's gone, you know?
Well, it's
and then
happening to my screen right now.
I don't know that.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to turn that off.
But but yeah, like in football, there's like these big drop offs. Like AP drops off, D Hop drops off, Larry Fish drops off. You know, but with golf, it's like once you hit 40, you drop off, but it's like a little drop off. Like you just lose a little bit of distance. You know, and then so your peak, your prime is like probably 25 to 40, but then you're still relevant till you're like 45, you know?
Yeah, because Adam Scott's 44, and he's relevant right now.
Yeah,
and almost
Justin
winning
Rose.
majors. Justin Rose almost won the Masters at 45, 46. Yeah, like.
Yeah, we got a couple dudes in their 40s showing up at majors, you know? So
for sure, yeah.
You know, Scotty it could be 15 years that we have great golf from Scotty.
Yeah, but it is a tall task, man. My thing
is so crazy to think about it, though.
It is when you put the numbers. You say 3 wins, the next team it's only 30. That's 46.
Yeah. Dude, but if he wins 5 times every year for the next 10 years, that would be an amazing career. Like he might have the world number. He might have the world number 1 record. You know, like how many consecutive weeks at world number 1. Yeah. If he does that for 5 wins for 10 years, one of them being a major.
Yeah.
But he's still like, that would still be 20 shy of Tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. Here's my take. I agree with you for sure. I will say and we still got plenty of this season to go, we can maybe add to that. So we don't know. He can win the Travelers next week. But my take with that is if Scotty's able to stay on the same regiment he has now, which I think Scotty lives out faith, family, sport. If he continues to like live that out, it's going to be a tall task, but I think he will have a chance to it because his head is on straight. The issue with Tiger is he had all that off the course stuff.
Yeah, and the health stuff. Yeah.
And the health stuff too. And the thing with Tiger is once that stuff came out, it really distracted him from being what could have been, even though he has to go, but what could have been maybe 90 wins.
Yeah.
And maybe you catch Jack.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't see Scotty having off the course problems unless he goes back to Valhalla and gets arrested, unfortunately. But I think if he can just keep this same routine all the way up, we're talking maybe he can catch maybe majors. Wins is a tall task. 82 is hard, bro. And I'm gonna say 16. I don't know about catching Jack at 18 at all. But he's just such a routine guy, bro.
He does. He does have a good head, and he has that like stone cold ability where it's like score doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm up 50 or I'm down 50. I'm gonna win. You know.
Yeah, and I think he really tried to win here this week too. I don't think he gave up. I think he was like, man, I'm trying. I think the putting really got to him towards the end.
If a few putts dropped, he would have been
in contention.
He would have been knocking on the door. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But man, let's move on. Or let's stay with the men's golf. Let's go over to the Travelers. We got our last signature event coming up, man.
Oh, that's the last one.
It's the last signature event, and then we go into like things like Rocket Mortgage, 3M Open, which are still cool tournaments, but you probably won't see our bigger name guys. You'll probably see more of the Ricky Fowlers. Hopefully Tony Finau can get a win. Max Homa maybe capture one. Maybe Sahith Theegala comes back and does something. But yeah, this is our last signature event, and same format here. You got your 4 guys who you think are gonna win, 2 sleepers. Let me hear your thoughts, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna look at any stats for this one. I'm just gonna go
Okay.
based off feel.
Yeah.
Because I watched pretty diligently in the last two tournaments.
Yeah.
So again, always picking Viktor Hovland. He looks
There it
hot.
is.
His
There it is.
irons, dude. Week 3 of picking Viktor Hovland until he wins. Let's go, Victor.
Okay.
Dude.
And he's looking a lot more. It seems more realistically right now. I would say that.
Yeah, and he's looking more like prime Victor, and his driver was really good.
It
He really
was.
didn't find a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't find a lot of trouble this whole week.
Mm-hmm.
Just if the putter starts to work, he'll lock down some victories.
Yeah.
No,
It's a good take.
my second pick would be Sam because Sam Burns.
Okay. Wow.
I think honestly, the last couple of weeks, my admiration for Sam has definitely increased because
Mm-hmm.
he's a really good player. He lost in a playoff 2 weeks ago. Didn't pout. Didn't.
Mm-hmm. He didn't.
He was a great sport, like
Mm-hmm.
Rob McIntyre was. He was a great sport. And he was just like, I'm just going to respond with my golf game. And he comes back and has an amazing performance this weekend.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm growing in admiration for Sam Burns as a player.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
And I am rooting for that guy. So if I was an announcer, I would be Chris Collinsworth.
That's funny. That's a good one.
So yeah, let's go
Victor,
Sam Burns.
Sam. Yeah.
Let's go Victor. Is Homo playing in this? I don't see his name.
I don't know if he might need exemption. Okay. So you're gonna go with Homer. You think him and his caddy got it figured out? You think he has some vengeance for missing the U.S. Open, having to carry his bag?
Yeah, I think he played well. I don't know. I think golf's longest day can kind of give you a little perspective,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially playing that much golf in one day.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can have a pretty good, accurate reflection of his game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also think he was playing good golf before. Didn't he play pretty well?
Where? This year?
Yeah,
I think he just keeps showing up. He keeps showing up in the majors, at least the first 2 days. And then the last signature event was the Memorial. He did okay.
I'm going off feel. I kind of want. But the Sam Burns and Viktor Hovland picks are legitimate picks because
For sure.
they both played really well, and Sam Burns has played well for 2 weeks now,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he might be on a breakthrough here. So and he might be in contention for one of those top. He might be one of those elite tier guys if he can kind of hit that switch that gets him It's like what Brooks Koepka says. Once you start winning, you just if you don't win, you have a bad weekend.
That's true. That's true.
Who are your picks?
So I go with my 4. So, bro, I'm honestly gonna go with Sepp Straka, bro. We already talked about earlier in the season. He had a sneaky 2 wins we didn't even think about, bro. It's Sepp Straka, 2 wins, and the thing is, man, yeah. And he's played in 17 events. Granted, only made 13 of those cuts, but 11 of those were top 25s, bro, and 5 of those were top 10s. So I think this is a sneaky signature event where no one's really thinking about Sepp. That he can come out here and really be a legit contender. Be a legit contender this week, to add to maybe 3 wins this year, which will give him he'll have the most wins on tour. Well, he'll be tied with Rory for the most wins on tour this year.
Oh,
because Rory has
3.
Yeah, 3 this year. Next person I'm going with, bro. Let's be honest, man. I'm gonna ride the wave with Ben Griffin, man. He showed up pretty well. He was he had a good week. He was a top 5 guy coming off of this tournament. 2 wins already this year at the Zurich, which, again, we kept saying, Novak. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and win one by myself. Ended up winning the Charles Schwab. And I think things for him are starting to come together where this is a fair test for him to continue to build towards what he's already building towards. 8 top 10s this year, a runner-up with 2 wins, this guy definitely has it figured out. So I think he should be one of the favorites going into it. I sat here and I thought about this while I was on the plane. I'm going to say Russell Henley, bro. If we really look at like each tournament that Russell Henley's played in, he's always like floating around like the top 10, but he's just not, for lack of better words, popular enough to talk about him. I mean, he's 36, not really like a rah-rah guy, but he's been playing super well. Obviously, we know he stole the win from Colin Morikawa early in the year, has 7 top 10s this year. It's like what else can we really ask for, from Russell Henley? And I think this would be like another sneaky like breakthrough for him. He's 8th in stroke gain total. Stroke gains off the tee is where I get a little worried about him, man, but he can definitely, if he can find a way to get better strokes gained off the tee with him already finishing like in top 10 consistently, that can be the breakthrough that we can see at the Travelers, which is at the state where I went to school, Connecticut. So we'll see for him. Was that 3 or 4 I just had?
Yeah, it was 3.
I think that was 3.
I do think these signature events like leave room for these sneaky wins though. So that's not
bro. We always get like a random guy. Well, like you kind of say, an undercard name. I don't want to call them randoms, but an undercard guy just kind of goes in there and like just plays super well. And I'm gonna say the last guy, he's getting pretty good coming into the wave where we're probably about to start going overseas pretty soon. And he won his Open last year, and the British Open, I believe. And he almost won this week if it wasn't for JJ Spaun. Give me Rob McIntyre, bro. And he'll be my 4th one who I believe is going to win. Granted, like I said, guys, picking Scottie is too easy to do. I really do not believe an inkling of me will say that Rory's going to win. But yeah, I'm going to stick with those, bro. I like Sepp Straka. I like Ben Griffin. I like Russell Henley. And I like Robin McIntyre to get one on the Travelers, the signature event for this week.
Yeah, I hate to say it, I don't think I'm going to pick Rory the rest of the year, bro.
Yeah, and you called it. You said you think he had that master high. You think he's just kind of going to coast out. And I said the only thing he can try to achieve is maybe trying to be world number 1, but not going to happen. Not going to happen at all.
No, I still think he's competitive because like he gets upset, but I just think like it's just one of those like it's like the age old question like whenever all your dreams come true, it's like what are you gonna do after that?
Yeah.
Now that you got it,
what's funny with that, my boy Zach Vogel, who runs Identity Sports, guys, go check out Identity Sports. He talked about like he wondered if Rory is having like identity issues, like in terms of from a gospel's perspective too. Like, bro, like you win this huge event and it's like, well, now what? So now you don't even know what to fight for because you were working so hard because I'm trying to get this career Grand Slam, and now that you got it, it's just like, what now? Because I even think he said in the interview after day 1, day 2, is like, I don't really care if I make this cut, but if I make it, like whatever. So I think it could be some, and obviously not speculating on his personal life once again, but it can be some things going on at home. But I think there could be an identity thing, like who am I now? I got won the major and that's it.
I think you're spot on because like in the press conferences he talked like some reporter said like he was like searching for new hobbies, and it's weird because it's like I think when he was trying to win the Masters, he was trying to feel complete,
Yes, good point.
And then when he won the Masters, he did feel complete, but then he was like, now I feel empty because I don't feel like I have any direction. And it is kind of like going back to the gospel, like what's your identity in? Because there's only one thing that can complete you, and it's nothing here on earth. So I do think like he was like, I'm complete, and then it's like, wait, now there's stuff after this, and I have to kind of keep going, and so he was. I don't know. I'm not in his head, and he hasn't done a lot of media stuff, and. Who knows? I mean, he might figure it out one day, but
we hope to from a golf perspective. We really hope Rory, does that, man. But from a golf perspective, neither one of us are picking him for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but
Now, do you have 2 dark horses?
I have 1 dark horse.
Okay, yeah. You go, then I'll go, then you go, then I'll go.
I think Gary Woodland.
Okay, I like the pick because of the story.
Wait, who's your dark horse?
Yeah, I'm going Keegan Bradley. If you eliminate at least the U.S. Open, which was tough, he made the cut, finished T33. The last two tournaments that he played in, which was a signature and a major, the Memorial, he finished T7th, and the PGA Championship, he finished T8th. So, obviously, the Oakmont is an outlier course tournament. Yeah. He's been playing really good golf. Captain Keegan, the last signature event before the Memorial, we're talking about the players, he finished T20, and they look at the Arnold Palmer, he finished T5. So he's trending towards always kind of having good outings when it comes to playing in signature events. And I don't think this one makes any difference. If anything, playing at a tough course like Oakmont, this next course in Cromwell, Connecticut, should be a little easier for the pros. So I'm going Keegan as my dark horse.
All right, I got a dark-ish horse, Cam Young.
Okay, again this week, that wasn't a bad pick for you last week. That was a really good pick.
Yeah, that was one of my prouder moments.
Yeah,
dude, you know what? It's just so crazy. Like, the more I watch these majors, like, the more I realize, like, dude, if you can't make putts, like, you have no chance. You have zero chance. Yeah,
it's over.
So,
and that even holds fair for Scottie because, like, last year when he started off slow, he was number one in everything but putting and was, like, finishing, like, T3, 2. So that shows you how detrimental or how important putting is, even if you're world number one.
Yeah, like, dude, because everything else can put you in the top, but the putting is what's going to make you win it, you know?
Yes, yeah.
And, like, that's exactly what happened to Cam Young at the RBC. That's kind of what happened this weekend is, like, the rest of his game put him up there. But just couldn't be a killer with his putter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be my dark horse pick.
Yeah. Man, I want to pick this guy. I am going to pick this guy. And I like him. It's been a while since he won. But, yeah, Colin Morikawa, bro. I mean, at some point.
I was looking at his name, too.
Yeah, you got to get back into it. I mean, he got 2 runner-ups this year, 3 top 10s, 11 cuts made out of 12 events, 9 top 25s. He's never really teetering towards the bottom at all. He's always in contention. I'm hoping him and Joe Grinner, again, Max Homa's old caddy, gets everything figured out. And, you know, this is a huge risk picking him because he missed the cut to Zurich, which was weird. It's Zurich. But in his individual events, his last 5 haven't been great finishes, T54, T17, T50, T20, T23. But hopefully at this point, like, man, something just clicks. This is just a hopeful pick, guys. There's no stats I can literally say to back up this pick as a dark horse other than I just like the guy. But we know Colin Morikawa is very well capable of, you know, winning. He's won before. I think official world golf rankings, he's probably like in the top 5, I believe. But, you know, who's to say like this week he just can't show up and like just start playing like what he can do. He's number 4 in official world golf ranking. So, yeah, I'm going to go Colin as a dark horse, bro. Not going to hold my breath. But, yeah, him and Keegan are my dark horses.
Dude, I think I'm going to go with Kevin Yu. I mean, I think Colin's a good dark horse.
Yeah, Kevin Yu.
I'm going to go with Kevin Yu because he, I'm Taiwanese, and he's Taiwanese. So that's low-key why. But he also sorry, what were you going to say, though?
I was about to say, it's funny you said because you guys are the same ethnicity. I can't pick anybody black because there's nobody black on tour.
Yeah, so anyways, he's Taiwan. I mean, yeah, he's Taiwanese. And this seems like a short course, so I think wedges are going to matter a lot.
Ooh.
So he's 27th in approach to green, strokes gained approach to green, and 9th with driver. So he's within like striking distance of like,
for sure.
Hey, I can be a legitimate threat, especially if like all the top players bring their A game. So
they could be exhausted from Oakmont.
Yeah, from Oakmont, right? Like Kevin, you didn't play in Oakmont, so these guys are just still shaking off their trauma from that course, you know.
For sure. But hey, guys, if you're watching, let us know in the comments, man, who you like to win the Travelers. This last signature event of the year. Is this going to be a fun event? So yeah, please let us know, and let us know if you agree with our takes. Let us know if these are dumb takes, or if you like, okay, that take makes sense. And plus, again, y'all want this rangefinder. Don't forget about this. Let's move on to women's golf, man. I want to quickly talk about the Epson Tour. Riley Smythe captures her second win this season, tying Grace Kim, who also has 2 wins this year. So shout out to Riley Smith, or Smythe. I think it's Smythe how you pronounce it. For getting another dub this week. And they're both obviously, including Grace Kim in this, are putting themselves in good position to get the LPGA card to be in the top 15 at the end of the year. So congrats to them. Other news, LPGA breaking down before we get to that, also I want to say shout out to Carlita Saganda, I believe. Now she has 3 LPGA wins, 8 on the Ladies European Tour. Shot every round in the 60s this week to capture her first win a good amount of time at the Myers LPGA Classic, which, again, this is important for you to start to feel hot going into a major next week. I know for her specifically, her putter is an issue. I believe she's like 101 ranked in putting. So,
really?
But I'm assuming she was sticking it close because, like I say, it was hard to watch the LPGA because they wasn't airing it as much as obviously a men's major. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to keep up as much as I would have liked to. But I know statistically that's been her weak point with the putter. And I think last week or the week before we've been talking about how it's the year of the putter, how a lot of these women are figuring out their game by switching these new putters. That's probably something she still needs to figure out. But it's funny that she maybe didn't necessarily have to figure it out because she just won. But I think going into a major, she might want to figure those things out. So, which is a good transition. We have our KPMG Women's PGA Championship Major coming up.
Let's go.
We respect women's golf over here, and we are going to give you our predictions for who we believe are going to win this week. And I'm going to go first because I'm not going to let you steal her from me because I consistently talk about her all the time. I say she is the number 1 golfer on the LPGA right now. Give me my dog, Mal Sago. 10 cuts is made this year. Half of the cuts she's made have been in the top 5, bro. In the top 5. So she's playing out of her mind. And, top 10. So, no, actually, I'm wrong. She's been in the top 5 out of the 10 cuts she has made. And her first major won the Chevron. The U.S. Women's Open, T4th. So she knows how to play in a major, bro. So I'm going to stick to my fandom with Mal Sago and believe that she's going to capture another victory here in Frisco, Texas at the KPMG Women's Open.
Dude, I hate to say it, but I have little faith in Mal this weekend.
You're tripping. You're tripping.
Dude, because this is the thing. I'll say this, though.
Okay.
I think Mao is a safe pick to be top 10. Like,
sure.
I think if you're going to
show it,
I feel like you can bet your house on her being top 10.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if she'll close it off. I'm actually going to go. I feel like this is like picking Scottie, but I'm actually going to pick Nelly.
Oh my gosh. I'm not on the train at all.
So this is the thing. I was looking up this course,
and
it's a major. They play everything a little bit longer. So
for sure.
So she's number 1 in strokes gained off the tee. So she has distance for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is this course has tight greens or small greens.
Mm-hmm.
And it really favors approaches. So I think she's number 2 in strokes gained on approach.
Yeah.
So she's 11. Sorry, she's number 2 strokes gained.
That's still good.
Tee to green. So I think she's number 2 strokes gained tee to green. So that's really good. If she can figure out her putting, if this is the week that the putts start falling, because she has the ability to do so. You know, she won a bunch last year,
mm-hmm.
And there were some semblances of her dialing in her putter at the U.S. Open on a couple days, kind of like Viktor did this weekend. So I think that's a solid pick to win. I think this is her comeback. She's gonna be last year she was a first half of the season. This year she's gonna be second half of the season.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with my next pick, bro. And I had a little insider information from good friend Emma Talley. I mean, she said this publicly when I had her on a while ago. But, I'm going with Gino Dithical, I think that's how you say her last name.
That was one of my picks. I mean,
yeah, she's number 2 in Rolex Cup points, number 1 in the race to the CME Globe.
Yeah,
and bro,
the main one.
Yeah, 9 cuts made out of 10 starts, bro. Let's just look at her last 5 starts. T-Mobile match play at the MGM Rewards, T5. 4 championship here in Arizona that we talked about. She finished 4th. Look at the JM Eagle LA Championship. She finished T9th. The Chevron Championship, yeah, she finished T24th. That's okay. But the Mizuno Americas Open, she got her first win of the year. Unfortunately, she did miss the U.S. Women's Open, but I think there's going to be vengeance in her head. And at her last one, the ShopRite LPGA Classic, she finished T11. And again, she's technically, by the numbers, the number 1 golfer. And I think Emma Talley makes a good point when she was like, yo, by the end of the year, she thinks Gino's going to be number 1 golfer. I'm going to stick to my gut and say Malsego still. But I think Gino is going to be the one to have a chance to win this major.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be one of my picks as well.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, because she's kind of up there in a lot of categories when it comes to strokes gained. So I really like that stat.
Yeah.
And yeah, so CME Globe is like the main one. It's like FedEx Cup. So
it's like, yeah, it's FedEx Cup for you.
Yeah. So, so like for a barometer of who's having the best year, it's CME, and I think she's number 1. So just like you said. So,
yeah.
That's gonna be my pick too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with you taking that pick. I'm not jumping on the
Nelly train. I'm not jumping on the Malsego train, dude. I'm a little hesitant.
The reason why I'm saying you're tripping because Malsego's actually showing it. Nelly's not showing me like, oh, she's about to go crazy. Nothing is grabbing me to believe it. But Malsego, it's like, bro, you can't say, why wouldn't you not jump on the train? The train's been looking good.
I know she has more of the result. I just don't think. It's just I part of me is kind of like I don't. It's like the ability to close, you know.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because of the Chevron. Like a lot of the ladies 3-putted, and then she like won by default on the playoff hole. Granted, she had to get there.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just that was one of those like, hey, you add up the score and I got the trophy. Whereas I feel like in those moments where she had to like, hey, we're putting this on your plate, can you eat it? And she just isn't. As far as what I've seen, like I can eat my words. So
yeah. Well, all I'm gonna say is Malsego's ranked higher than Nelly and CME points. So I'm just letting you know. But yeah, so you're gonna take Gino just like I had Gino.
Well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess next I'm gonna go with she doesn't like to cook as much as her brother, but she is a better golfer. I'm gonna go with Minjee Lee.
Yeah, that was a good pick. I was thinking about going that way.
Yeah, man. She has 10 career wins compared to her brother's 1. But we know her brother's super talented though.
Yeah.
But I think Minjee Lee comes out here. She has another good chance. She has 10 cuts made out of 11 starts. Her last 3 matches were T15, T22, T14. So not terrible finishes at all, but all top 25s for sure. But I think she can, find some momentum going into a major, man. None of these girls are going to go in here weak-minded by any chance, man. This is where you really want to establish yourself at. So I like Minjee Lee.
Yeah. My third pick is going to be Angel Yin.
That's a good pick.
Because she's putting really well.
That's a really good pick.
And again, like we were just talking about, like, yes, everything else can put you in the top, but putting is going to make you win it. And I think she's putting really well. She's 5th in CME points. So she's just behind Nelly.
Yeah.
And she's my only hesitancy was when I looked up the strokes gained, she was number 81.
Yeah.
In strokes gained, in approach. But overall, she's number 4. So I think she has the ability. I think she has the ability to get it done, especially with her putting. If she can just kind of give herself a chance, the putts will fall. Might crown her victor.
That's hilarious, bro. Yeah. So Was that 3 we picked?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my last one, bro. I just gotta go with a Hall of Famer. I'm going with Lydia Ko, bro. She's 8th in strokes gained total.
Okay.
Strokes gained off the tee is a little concerning, 120th, but she has a victory this year and just been a dog, obviously, throughout her career. And again, like Hall of Famer already at 28, man. At this point, she's just playing for fun. But like, why not add to the resume at this point?
Yeah. No,
Dog, she has an official career earnings of $20.8 million, dog.
Bro, really? No way.
Yeah, Lydia Coles she's a dog, bro. She's a dog. And it's funny, in my last episode of Golf and Gospel, I shot with Riley Rennell. She said, like, yo, if I had to pick anyone's short game, she said I'm picking Lydia Coles. And I was like, I don't blame you at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hasn't missed a cut this year either.
Really?
Yep.
All right, yo, so my 4th pick, and this is kind of more of a fandom pick, but I'm going to pick the rookie, Julia Lopez Ramirez.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
Because majors like big hitters, and she is a big hitter.
Mm-hmm.
I also just kind of feel bad for her for what happened on the 72nd hole.
Yeah.
The 72nd hole at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And I really empathize with that. I really sympathize with that. Because I've had a few of that. But she kept her cool, and she didn't like. I don't feel like she was walking around like, this is so embarrassing, which is what you kind of feel like a lot of young players would do. Like, oh, I'm so embarrassed right now in this moment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the scoring tent and telling rules officials and players to move. And she just kind of was like, I'm just going to play my game and get the ball in the hole.
Yeah, learning lesson.
Yeah, so I expect her to make some noise at this tournament. Did she? She played well this weekend. Let me check real quick.
Yeah.
She got 50th.
Yeah.
But cut made,
Yeah, cut made as a rookie. That's like that. Yeah. That's a win as a rookie on the LPGA.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say my dark horse. I made the mistake of picking her at the last major. She went in the field, but I saw that she was in the field this week. And we're talking about big hitters once again. I'm going with Elizabeth Sokol. Yeah, because I played in a pro-am with her. And I was like, bro, I mean, a lot of these girls can outdrive me because, I'm not good at using my lower body at all. But, yeah, she was, like, bombing. And she kind of reminds me of Ludwig Oberg a lot. And I say that in the reason because, like, she doesn't take a long time to, like, hit her ball. She, like, finds her target, looks down, hits, takes no time at all. And I guess she wouldn't have to be worried about Charlie Hull bullying her to play faster. But, yeah, bro. Her driving actually went down a little bit. Yeah, 276. But, man, what I saw in person, she was bombing off the tee.
Bombing it?
Yeah, but green and red percentage is 71%, which is solid. Man, putts per round average. I saw, at least for men, I heard Rom say you want to at least try to stay below. I think he said like 26 or something.
28. Oh,
yeah. Okay, yeah. Maybe he was being aggressive with that. But she has about 30 putts, man. But
yeah,
dang, if the thing is she gets a good green and red percentage, man, you hope those putts come down. But this is just a dark horse thing, man. I hope she comes out here and plays well. I'm not really expecting her to win, but I hope she does something because she plays really fast, looks really calm when she plays. So yeah, that's just kind of like my random thought when it comes to Elizabeth Sokol. But the people I really expect to win is Minjee, Lydia Ko, and Mal Sega.
Yeah. Well, if you hit more greens, like you'll have more
She have a
putts.
good chance.
Yeah. So
we don't have that many putts. Have one putt.
Yeah. But if you miss a green, you chip it in. It's like, well, 0 putts. So
yeah.
One of my dark horses is.
Yeah, you said you had a name. Go ahead.
What?
You said you had a name that like a dark horse name that like no one would think about.
No one. I doubt it at least, but I'm gonna pick Kristen Gilman.
Okay.
And mainly,
I know of her.
Mainly because her sister played at Nebraska when I was there.
Nice.
So I feel like I know her, but I don't know her. I might have met her once when she was in Lincoln. But she's number 7 strokes gained around the green, and she got 14th. She got 14th this last weekend.
Yeah.
So at the Meyer, is that pronounced Meyer Classic?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah. So she got 14th this weekend. So kind of playing good golf right now.
For sure.
Really good around the greens, which that's good for 2 things. You can save pars, so like get rid of the blow up holes, and on the holes that are reachable, like those par fours or those like short par fours or those par fives, you can score on those holes if you're really good around the green. So
yeah,
I
think it's a good pick. I think that's a really good dark horse pick for sure.
Yeah, she's one of Bama's finest. So
yeah, hey, Bama be producing some golfers. I mean, you got her. She went to University of Alabama. You're saying, right?
Yeah,
Bama. Her, Emma Talley, and I believe Cheyenne Knight went there too, who's on the LPGA. Who's actually married to, I wouldn't say like we're friends anymore. Not that anything fell off, but we were teammates. Easton Stick. Cheyenne Knight's married to Easton Stick. Yeah, man. So yeah, Alabama, and then also even on the guy side, Nick Dunlap, Justin Thomas, like
JT.
Like
there's the LPGA girl that I worked with a couple years ago. She went to Bama. So
oh wow, who was that?
Yeah, Stephanie Meadow.
Okay, I don't think I know of her.
Yeah.
Is she still on tour?
She hasn't played anything this year. So
maybe you think she's on Epson or something? Or maybe she's just taking a break.
I don't know. I wonder if she's taking a break or something. But yeah, okay. I reached out to her, but didn't hear anything back. So
yeah, I know it's all good. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. But again, guys, we got an LPGA major. It's going to be huge. They're actually going to be, I won't say streaming, but it will be televised live. It's not like you have to watch reruns, man. So I'm excited to watch some golf. I should be back home from Minnesota on Thursday, so that's the perfect time to be able to sit there, watch the Travelers, watch the LPGA, man. So again, guys, share this video, like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, comment what you liked about this episode. If you agree, disagree, comment anything. We don't really care. But you get a chance to win the Sigmund laser rangefinder, man. Y'all know y'all need it. Y'all don't want to pay for no more rangefinders. You probably lost y'all's again at the tee box. You probably left it stuck on the cart somewhere, man. So we got a nice free one for you right here, unopened, when you do those things, man. But again, I'm Geremy Davis, and this is the homie Nate Wong, and we will see you guys on the next episode on Golf with Gospel. I get to sleep, man. I got a lot to do here at UTC in Minnesota. Peace.